As we change gears now and get you ready for the boys' game, one competitor is St. John Neumann. Now, Carl Arrigale and his Pirates have played through all types of injuries this season. Now, all that has meant that it's given other players a chance to step up, as Robert Taylor did right here on this floor Wednesday night.
After defeating Archbishop Carroll in the quarterfinals, the Pirates of St. John Neumann had to pull together to fight off injuries and Archbishop Ryan in the semis. Came together early as freshman point guard Tabby Cunningham drains a three. He's starting for Cantrell Fletcher, who's out with a torn ACL. Inside, senior Brandon Brigman, playing with a broken hand, showed no ill effects. He would complete a three-point play. And the transition game got into high gear. Cunningham finds Robert Beattie Taylor, who follows his own miss, and Neumann led by a score of 8-0. Head coach Carl Arrigale was happy to see his team get off to a fast start. Ryan didn't score for almost 5 minutes. That's when John Capella went coast to coast, and he was able to finish. Capella led Ryan with 10 points. But still, Neumann led 12-4 at the end of the first quarter. Now, Brigman did all his scoring in the first half. This jumper opens up an 11-point margin. Brigman had 9 points on the night. Archbishop Ryan tried to keep pace as senior Christy Estacio takes Brigman down the lane for 2 of his 7 points, but still St. John Neumann had all the answers. Taylor cashes in on the fast break, and the Pirates had a comfortable 10-point lead at halftime, leading by a score of 20-10. Now in the third quarter, Cunningham showed why he may be the best freshman guard in the Catholic League. Here he goes behind the back, splits the defenders, down the lane, and scores 2 of his 9 points on the night. And Cunningham can play defense too. Not many players possess the speed of this freshman, who is maturing at just the right time. And Coach Arrigale, well, he can see that his team is on its way back to the finals. For Ryan, one last hurrah. Brendan O'Malley with a 3. It keyed a 6-point run, but the handwriting was on the wall. And head coach Bernie Rogers, his team got no closer than 10 points all night long. This night belonged to the Pirates and Taylor, who led all scorers with 25 points. The final in this one, St. John Neumann 61, Archbishop Ryan 39.
And you see those leading scorers. Robert Taylor put up 25 points and 6 boards. With the big story, Richard Cunningham, the freshman point guard who did not play in the quarterfinals, he put up 9 points and 3 assists as they rolled over the surprising contender Archbishop Ryan, who went from 1-13 the year before to the playoffs here in the year 2001. St. John Neumann not the only team that had things go their way here on Wednesday night. When we come back, we'll take a look at how Roman got to the finals. There you see Steve Bradzinski putting up the 3 and draining it. He's a big-time shooter. He wasn't always that way, though, but he's hot, just in time for the finals. Welcome back to the Leah Cora Center. If you are just joining us, you have missed a barn burner here this evening. The Archbishop Prendergast Pandas finally break through and beat Cardinal O'Hara 44-42 and end O'Hara's dominance over the Catholic League. Rob Brooks here on the court. In a few moments, Mick Monninghoff and Rob Kennedy bringing you all the action of the boys' final in the Philadelphia Catholic League. Now, we already told you how St. John Neumann got here to the final. Let's talk about Roman Catholic. Many people thought that when Eddie Griffin took his show on to Seton Hall, that the Roman Empire would just fall and crumble. But Coach Dennis Seddon and also a prospect named Tamal Fortune, they had other ideas, as you'll see here when they went to the semifinals here at the Apollo on Wednesday.
Roman Catholic head coach Dennis Seddon was looking for his 3rd straight trip to the finals as the Cahillites met Cardinal Doherty in the semis. Roman jumped out to a 7-0 lead as senior Jim Kelly drains a 3. He was just one of 9 Roman players to score on the night. Guard Steve Brzezinski sets up Tamal Fortune in the paint for
You're coming back to me, right, Bob?
Foul. And the tone was set early on as Roman led 14-3 late in the first quarter. Add in a strong inside move by senior Brent Welton, and the rout was on. Welton was one of 3 players in double figures with 12. In the second quarter, Welton the miss, but Forshon the follow and a foul. Forshon led all scorers with 22 points on the evening. Tim Smink was co-high scorer for Doherty. He had 11 as he drives and scores here. But the man of the night was Tamal Fortune. Off the dribble, fake left, go right, and nail the jumper. Roman led 32-6 with 4 minutes to go in the first half. Brian Green did hit a 3 for Doherty. He had 6 on the evening. And then a scoop to the hoop coming up by Mike McDonald gave the red and gold something to cheer about. But the halftime score, Roman, 40-17. In the second half, Kelly to John Huggins, who hits for 2 of his 20 points on the night. Huggins is one of 5 senior starters for Roman. Huggins the miss here, but Forshon the follow. And when Forshawn wasn't doing it on the offensive end, well, then he was starting to break on the defensive glass. Ahead it goes to Welton, and then Huggins for the layup as Roman runs to the title game. The final, Roman Catholic 84, Cardinal Doherty 53.
And you see Tamal Fortune leading the scores with 23 points and 11 rebounds. John Huggins, 20 points. Brent Welton, 11 points. They were all big parts of this championship team last year. They were involved in this game. Once again, you know, it's the rematch. Neumann and Roman facing each other once again. And that final score, by the way, the game was not nearly as close as that final score would indicate. Next year, the A-10 is going to be Tamal Fortune's stomping grounds. He'll be the problem with the A-10 opponents. Tonight, he's the problem of Carl Arrigale and the St. John Neumann Pirates. When we come back, Rob and Mick, they'll have the open. They'll get you set, tell you everything you need to know for the Boys Catholic League Championship game. And that's coming up here in a moment on CNA.
Last season, Neumann and Roman met in the Catholic League Finals, with Roman winning by a score of 58-55. The Cahillites were led by Eddie Griffin, a McDonald's All-American. Tonight, Neumann will try to dethrone Roman, but the Pirates are without their star point guard, Cantrell Fletcher, who's missing in action with a torn anterior cruciate ligament in his right knee. Roman is counting on Southern Division MVP Tamal Fortune, whose inside play could lead them to their third straight Catholic League crown. Center on the campus of Temple University, CNA Sports presents the Philadelphia Catholic League Basketball Championships. Tonight, the boys' final as St. John Neumann takes on the Cahillites of Roman Catholic. Hello again, everybody. I'm Mick Moninghop, once again joined by Rob Kennedy. We are set for this boys' title game here at Temple University tonight. Of course, it's a rematch of last year's tilt, one in which Eddie Griffin was the star, blocked a lot of shots, just like he did at St. John, or rather at Seton Hall this year. But then only a three-point win. Well, this time around, the Cahillites don't have Mr. Eddie Griffin.
No, it's a different look for Roman Catholic, but one thing you can always count on is that Roman teams are going to play hard. Dennis Seddon does a terrific job with his team. They have a lot of talent, as does St. John Neumann. One big factor, though, of course, is Man-Man not playing. Cantrell Fletcher, one of the best point guards in the Philadelphia area, unable to play with that ACL. That'll be a big factor for Neumann.
Well, the big guy who will have to step things up in his absence is Robert Taylor. Now, Robert Taylor is a guy who can play the two guard. He can play forward. He can just flat out do it all.
Well, what he does is he gives you terrific effort out on the floor. You see right here making a play off offensive rebounds. He gives you those kind of hustle plays defensively, getting out into passing lanes. And when he's able to get himself out in transition, he always finishes. Having a terrific year, coming off a great performance in the semifinals the other night, averaging 16 and 5. He's doing a terrific job here in this year's playoffs.
Taylor had 25 points in that win in the semifinals. Well, when you're talking about the replacement of Eddie Griffin, you have to talk about Tamal Fortune. He's the inside threat this season.
Well, he does a terrific job of taking up space inside. He's a good athlete, clears people out, and he's also got good moves. He's very quick with his feet, able to finish inside. One of the reasons why he'll be playing next year in the Atlantic 10 for GW, coming into this building as a visiting team. But right now, he's also having a terrific Catholic League playoff this year, averaging 21 points and 8.5 rebounds in those playoff games.
And in Southern Division games this year, Fortune averaging about 18 points a game. So he has stepped things up now as they get ready for this final championship run.
Well, Eddie Griffin was the MVP in the Southern Division last year. It seems like every year it's a Roman Catholic guy. 5 out of the last 6 MVPs in the Southern Division were from Roman. Tamal's had a terrific year. This is going to be a good matchup. Both these guys know each other. Dennis Seddon and Carl Arrigale have done a terrific job with their teams, and they know exactly what each other's going to do. They've met twice this season. They met in last year's final, so you're not going to surprise anybody tonight.
Well, you're absolutely right. Neumann won the first one in overtime in a very heated contest, but then in the second matchup, Brandon Brigman, the big center for St. John Neumann did not play in the ball game with a bad hand injury. Of course, Fletcher had to carry the load in that one, and now Fletcher is not there tonight. So a lot of obstacles to overcome if you're St. John Neumann.
But Newman's done that. They did it in the semifinals. They did it in the quarterfinals. This is a team that plays tough. Brigman's still banged up with that hand, but somehow they've been able to find a way. Taylor was a guy who sprained his ankle last year in this final game. He wants to make sure, he only played 9 minutes last year. He wants to make sure he's the guy that carries the load tonight.
It's game number 3 this season between these two clubs, but this one is for all the marbles as Neumann takes on Roman for the Catholic League Championship. We'll come back and talk a little bit more about this one as we continue right here tonight on CNA. Back here at the Liacouras Center, we are getting set for tonight's Boys Catholic League Championship game as St. John Neumann takes on Roman Catholic. Now let's go courtside to Rob Brooks. Rob?
Thanks a lot, Mick. I'm sitting here with the heart and soul of the St. John Neumann team. Man who's been the point guard for the last 4 years at Neumann, Cantrell Fletcher, and Cantrell, of course, cannot go due to an ACL injury. And what do you tell Richard Cunningham coming into a game like this? He's a freshman, biggest game of his career to this point. What advice did you give him?
I just told him to come out here, be yourself. Don't worry about the crowd. Just play hard as you can. If you turn the ball over, just keep your head up straight. And that's all I told him.
What were preparations like for this game? A rematch with Roman, a team that you know all too well. Did coaches do anything special coming into this one, or is it business as usual?
They just said the same thing. Play hard. We know what they know our offense. We know their offense. Just come out and do what we got to do, handle our business.
Talk to me about your injury. I mean, you wanted to go. Doctors said no. How severe is it? Is this more precautionary that they're just keeping you out because you got college next?
Yeah, it hurt. It hurt me real bad. I wanted to play. My mom said no, she don't want me to play. And the doctor said he didn't want me to play. Got a brace, but they ain't 100% sure. So I took it from there, and I told myself I wasn't going to play to hurt myself.
Have you talked to Louis Orr at all and, told him about the injury, or has he seen you?
Yeah, I told him they set me up for the rehab to work out after the season or whatever, after I get my operation.
When are you getting your operation?
A week, 2 weeks and a half from now.
Okay, and then what's the timetable after that to get you up and running again?
I can run straight now, but I just can't cut on it. So how long that'll be, I don't know.
What does your team need to do? What does Neumann need to do in order to pull off a victory here against Roman tonight, besides just play hard?
Play together, rebound, and talk to one another.
Cantrell Fletcher, thanks a lot, man, for joining us. I know you're really feeling it. You want to be out there tonight and getting into it. Cantrell Fletcher joining us here before the Philadelphia Catholic League Championship.
All right, thank you very much. As Cantrell finished second in the Southern Division MVP voting to one Tamal Fortune tonight.
When your nickname's Man-Man, you are the man. And this is a guy that makes their team go. A terrific player, a guy that just forces tempo all the time at his size of 5'9", all over the floor. So they will miss him tonight.
Well, Neumann will start tonight with Richard Tabby Cunningham, the man who's going to have to take his place. He's just a freshman, 5'9". And let's take a look at the All-Stars selected by the league coaches. First team, Tamal Fortune is an MVP. Cantrell Fletcher, who you just heard from, misses tonight's game. And John Huggins of Roman Catholic, who's great in transition, along with Payne and Willard, round out that first team. And on the second team, hey, 3 more that we'll see tonight. Brandon Brigman, who's playing with an injured hand. Actually, the hand is broken. Robert Taylor from St. John Neumann, also on that list.
So you got 6 out of the 10 guys on the first and second team playing tonight, with the exception, obviously, of Fletcher, who's not playing. But that's why these two teams are back here in a rematch in the final. Both teams have a ton of talent.
Going to see the Roman starting lineup coming out here as they're coached by Dennis Seddon on a 5-game winning streak. Steve Borzinski will be one of the starting guards tonight. Take a look at the lineup as we have it. Brent Welton starts up front along with Tamal Fortune, the 6'6" senior, and Steve Borzinski at one guard. Jim Kelly, the playmaker, is the other, and John Huggins, 19.5 in his last 6 games, rounds out the starting 5 for Dennis Seddon, and a pretty gaudy .827 winning percentage in his 15th season at Roman Catholic.
And he knows a lot about winning championships. Won 6 straight from '89 to '94. He's got back-to-back Championships going right here, trying to make it, string it together for 3 in a row.
Newman's lineup has Michael Haddix Jr. starting at forward. Brandon Brigman with the broken hand plays at center. Richard Cunningham, the freshman, is the guard, had 9 points and 3 assists versus Ryan in the semis. Chris Del Bracco is a great three-point shooter, and Robert Beattie Taylor is the guy who has really picked up the slack. He can play point, wing, forward, two guard, you name it. He can do it all. And Carl Arrigale in his 3rd season, a 58-19 record, and his winning percentage somewhere near 700. My math is correct.
Yeah, look, Gaudy 77% as well. He's done a terrific job. They've gone out, and both these teams play competitive non-league schedules to try and get themselves in a situation where they can win a league championship. St. John Newman's last one in '97 with Victor Thomas. And as we said, Roman Catholic, the 2-time defending Catholic League champion.
This year they have to do it, though, without Eddie Griffin. Brandon Brigman with that heavily take handle jump center. Mike Chesney, Mike Jackson, and Pat Nolan are your officials here tonight for this boys Catholic League final. The team split earlier this year. Newman winning in overtime in the first matchup. Roman, a 72-65 winner back on February the 2nd, and the ball goes to St. John Newman out of bounds. Richard Tabby Cunningham will run the show right now. They say, call me Tabby. He doesn't like Richard. On the drive, deflected out of bounds, though, by Jim Kelly. His coach says, if I call him Richard, you know something's wrong.
But if he plays like he did in the semifinals, you call him Tabby.
That's right.
If all of a sudden he misses practice, unable to play for the quarterfinals, he's back to Richard pretty quickly.
That's the size of it. Brigman throws it back out front. The offense reset. Just underway and scoreless. Taylor to Brigman. One dribble in the lane, fadeaway, maybe partially blocked by Welton. The follow up high off the glass won't go, and Welton has a rebound.
And that's where Brandon Brigman's injury comes into play. He had a lefty jump hook as he turned into the middle of the floor, but unable to shoot with that hand, had to bring it back over to his right hand. One of the reasons it was partially blocked.
Here's Fouchon, pump fake all the way, good basket, and a foul to start things off. 2-0, and the 3rd point is pending.
Well, one thing about Fouchon, he does a terrific job of clearing space inside, picks up the quick foul on Brigman. See right here, he does a good job putting the ball to the floor. Nice pump fake to get Brigman off the ground, then goes right through that contact. The one part of his game that is certainly not the best part of his game is from the foul line, but he steps up and hits that. Was 1 for 10 in the last game against Newman from the line. Had 23 points and 14 rebounds, but just 1 for 10 from the line.
Yeah, they went hack-a-shack on him, and he kind of laughed about it afterwards. Brigman with a jumper, that won't go. Rebound for Haddix inside, he scores. It's a 3-2 ball game.
Well, Haddix has been a terrific addition for this team, does a ton of things, including doing a good job on the backboards. This is a guy who's got a terrific all-around game. Very capable of putting up triple-doubles, something he did earlier in the season.
Huggins fadeaway jumper, a little strong, and a rebound here for the guard, Tabby Cunningham. Cunningham doesn't get routed. Gives up on the baseline, drive here for Taylor, and it rolls off, won't go. Haddix fighting for the rebound. It's going to stay here, last touch by Roman, as Huggins knocked it out.
That's where Taylor's at his best, though, either in transition or along the baseline. Right here, gets by the first defender, does everything except finish.
Now Taylor, who has good range, can score from anywhere. Was being heavily recruited by LaSalle. Takes the 3 here and scores.
All right, there, just hides behind the screen. As you mentioned, he's got the ability to step behind screens and hit the 3-point shot.
5-3 advantage. Back the other way, Kelly, high arc off the glass. Fouchon the foul, but he is fouled by Haddix en route to the hoop. And once again, it'll be Fouchon going to the line. Haddix just picked up his first personal foul.
The one thing about Tamal, he is active. Covers a lot of ground. You see him come flying out of your screen to come up with the offensive rebound for Dennis Sedenstein.
First one, no good. The score remains 5-3.
It's obviously something he's going to have to work on with his size and the way he posts up. You know he's going to be sitting on the foul line. Got to be able to take advantage of those gimme opportunities from the line.
Taylor with a rebound, gives up here for Cunningham. Taylor comes off the screen, Brigman hops out on the wing. Brigman Gives up now for Haddix. One dribble, turn around, posted up, got a roll that just wouldn't go on a rebound. Controlled by Steve Borzinski. Gives up here for Brent Welton. Welton between the legs, trying to break down the defender, and they're going to call a hold, and I think it's on, is it Haddix? No, it's going to be on Chris Del Bracco. So Del Bracco will pick up his first non-shooting. Third team foul for head coach Carl Arrigale and company. Kelly calls out 4. We'll see what Pat runs here. Jumper for Welton. Off the heel of the iron. Very good. And Brigman the rebound. Here comes Taylor with a burst of speed. A little too strong on a pass. Haddix thought he could have handled it. He says that was his bad, but that ball had a lot on it.
Yeah, but those are the passes you're going to have to catch in transition. Good look right there by Taylor's able to get deep into the lane. The ball bounces off Haddix's hand.
Del Bracco with pressure on Borzinski as he brings it up. Gives up here for Kelly. Jumper on way for Fortune. No good, and a rebound. Taken down by Robert Beattie Taylor.
Well, Brigman up to challenge the shot. Got a hand in his face.
Drive and a hole on the baseline. And we're seeing the ball controlled by Richard Cunningham. The foul's going to be on Jim Kelly, his first personal.
Like Cantrell Fletcher, Cunningham's a guy who can put it into a little overdrive. He's got terrific speed with the basketball.
Del Bracco on the inbounds, all the way in the backcourt. Here comes Cunningham, the runner down the lane, and he scores.
That was a runner. I mean, he floated that thing up. The little guy able to get himself into the lane. How about that? You're a freshman starting in the Catholic League final. He's not worrying about anything.
7-3, St. John Neumann. Bounce pass down low to Forshine, off balance, off glass, wouldn't go. Welton fighting for it, but Brigman comes down with it, goes up for Taylor.
And credit Brigman, he's doing a good job defensively, holding his ground, making it tough on Forshine inside.
Taylor kicks it for Cunningham, the 3, good!
I'll call him Tabby right now. The young freshman stepping up and playing well. You get some three-point shooting from him, that's a bonus.
Timeout called, 10-3, St. John Neumann with the lead. So we have a timeout, 10-3, and so far the freshman has stepped up. Richard, don't call me Richard, Tabby Cunningham, the floater down the lane, and he drains the 3, and St. John Neumann with a 10-3 lead with 4:13 to go here in the first on CNA. Back here at the Liacouras Center, a 10:01 run for St. John Neumann, and most of them coming from the freshman, Tabby Cunningham. Roman inbound at midcourt. 4:13 to go here in the first. See what Jim Kelly runs. Borzinski pops out, gives the ball up though for Welton. Now Borzinski. Down the lane, lost a handle, kicked out of bounds, and it goes over to St. John Neumann.
One thing about Neumann right now is they're getting things started on the defensive end. Not just Brigman challenging Forshine inside, but doing a good job of putting pressure on the basketball.
And Borzinski, after the turnover, will take a seat. A little more size inserted as Paxson takes his place. Tell you about him in a moment. Taylor brings it up.
Roman showing you a little three-quarter court pressure defense, now falling back into the 3-2 zone.
Brigman flashes through. They go to Del Bracco, who's a three-point specialist.
So you get a defensive change off the timeout by Dennis Set.
And Haddix up to the challenge, hits the 15-footer.
Well, found the open spot in the lane right at the high post area, foul line. Got himself right into the middle of the zone, and now Neumann shows his zone. So both coaches coming out of the timeout, changing things up defensively.
Head coach Carl Arrigale with his hands way up over his head. Get hands up, go out, challenge the ball. Down low it goes to Paxson, just in.
Looks like he was guarding guys on the sideline.
That's right. Huggins gives up for Welton, hit hard. No basket, and a foul. Well, John Huggins went up strong, and I think the foul is going to be on Robert Taylor. It is. And Huggins will go to the free throw line. Oh, Welton, I beg your pardon.
Welton had a terrific game in the second matchup against Neumann. 21 points and, get this, 19 rebounds all over the place. His quickness, his ability to close on the ball, one of the reasons why he is a terrific rebounder.
Amir Jones just checked in. Next one is good. So a 12-5 St. John Neumann lead. Roman's gone 4 minutes now without a field goal tonight. Cunningham, quick look for Brigman. Leaner off glass and good for Brandon.
Oh, tough shot right there. One thing about Brandon Brigman, he is a very skilled offensive player.
He'll get a chance to show his stuff at South Florida next year. Now down low to Forshawn. Pump fake, put it on the floor though, and stripped by Taylor, picked up by Cunningham. 2-on-2, back the other way, down the lane. No basket, but a foul. And Cunningham will go to the line.
And once again, Cunningham forcing the issue. Putting the ball down to the floor, getting himself into the lane, creating good opportunities for others and for himself. He's showing no fear right here. Nice inside crossover as he's able to get back to his strong hand and create the contact.
So Tabby makes his first. Cunningham with a pretty good 6-point quarter. There's your Maxwell Award winner, a football player inserted into the lineup. Yes, that's Joe McCourt going to Lafayette to play running back.
As you'd expect from a football guy, comes in, gives him effort, energy, terrific defender. He got the start in the quarterfinals against O'Hara, throwing the defensive assignment against Harry Doherty. So he'll come on in and try and lock people up.
There's a steal here, though. Back the other way, Jeff Thomas had it stripped from behind, but they're going to call a reach-in foul to stop play. Just inserted, Jeff Thomas, the 6'2 senior, comes up with a steal and almost had a chance to finish.
Well, it's a defensive Neumann right now that's setting the tempo. Terrific job to get into the passing lane. Thomas just into the game, out in transition.
First one, a little long for Jeff Thomas, no good. Warzinski goes out. Kelly checks back in. Thomas has one more coming. Had 2 points against Ryan in the semi. Missed the second here, and Forshawn an easy rebound. 16-5, St. John Neumann. Flying out of the gate here defensively in this first quarter. Long three, no good off the mark by Huggins. Forshawn gives up on the baseline. The shot by Huggins will go. Forshawn goes up strong twice. No basket, but a foul. The 2-shot foul coming. Jones picks up the foul. Amir Jones is a 6'3 junior. Southern Division MVP can't get the roll on the first. So Forshawn has missed his last 3. 23 against Doherty in the semi, and in the quarters he had 19. Gets this one to fall though, and it's now 16-6. So a 10-point differential with 1:53 to play in the first. So far, every trip down, Cunningham has the ball in his hands.
2-3 zone now by Roman. So they've showed you zone a couple possessions and given you different looks. We've seen 3-2 now, 2-3.
The Cousins play catch out front. Taylor and Cunningham, and now they go on the right side for Ramir Jones. Jones will center it back up. 1:21 on the clock moving here in the first quarter. Taylor dumps it for Brigman, about a 10-footer. That won't go. Nice follow on the outside. Thomas couldn't get it to go, but there's another one.
Well, terrific block. I forced you to come on over and get a piece, but Thomas stayed right with it. Good quick jump to get back up and get the tap.
Back the other way, held ball situation. The arrow points to Roman. Another look at the second effort by Jeff Thomas.
Well, he gets a rebound. Good defensive play right there by forcing to come over and block it, but Thomas with the quick jump to get right back up and the one-handed tap.
Discussion here. The referees did call a held ball on the block shot. I don't know if the trail official is going to make a change or not. The arrow points to Roman. That's the same call we had. So inbounds in the forecourt for Roman. 56 seconds to play. Long three for Kelly, and he calls home from long distance.
Newman in the zone on the baseline out of bounds, and as you said, Kelly just stepped himself out, able to get himself a good look straight on, even though it was the...
Taylor brings it up, goes coast to coast, scoop, score!
Able to split the defenders, got by the first defender, and then here come two guys. He's able to take the ball up and dip below him, get the pretty finish.
Kelly has his pass deflected, but it's picked off coming back the other way. They try to go to Forshawn, thrown too far ahead, and there's your 5th turnover to the right for Roman Catholic.
And uncharacteristic right now, Dennis Seddon's team not taking care of the basketball. A couple careless turnovers. They had an opportunity right there.
Yeah, you figure with 21 seconds to go, you're maybe run the clock down for the final shot of the first quarter. Got a little overzealous. 2-2-1, full court zone. That's my favorite.
There you go. Just backing off, forcing them to take some time off the clock. And they pick up straight man.
Clock down to 6 seconds. Cunningham winding it down. Crossover dribble down the lane. Lets it go. A little strong, but they're going to call a foul.
Ooh, a little touch foul right there. Tabby, though, showing you he can handle the basketball right here. The little crossover, a little inside hand change to the crossover. Contact, draws the foul.
Certainly not playing like a freshman, and he makes the first. Carl Arrigale says that, yeah, Cunningham is the real thing.
Some good substitutions right here by Arrigale, getting Brigman out of the game so he doesn't pick up a foul, as well as getting Haddix out. With 1.4, no reason to get them on the foul line there to pick up a silly foul.
Cunningham looking for his 9th. He's got it. 22-9 with 1.4 to go. The inbounds pass, the long heave. It is late. Don't bother. 22-9. St. John Neumann opening up a lead over Roman Catholic. All with Cantrell Fletcher on the bench with a torn ACL after the first quarter of play. So we have seen some acrobatic shots, including this one by Robert Taylor. Stay with us right here on CNA. We are back here at the Leah-Corr Center, ready for the start of the second quarter. 22-9, St. John Neumann leading the Cahillites of Roman Catholic. We've been singing the praises of the freshman guard, and here's a quote. He would have been the best point guard in the public league last season as an 8th grader. That comes from Bill Ellerby, the head coach of Simon Gratz, who, by the way, won a title over Frankfurt today.
Oh, he's hitting threes. I tell you what, when Sarge is giving you those kind of compliments saying you're that good, nobody knows basketball players as well in the city of Philadelphia as Bill Ellerby. He's seen a heck of a lot of them, coached a lot of them, so when he's throwing around praises like that, you know you got to be a pretty good player.
Absolutely. Congratulations to the coach on a 40-34 win over Frankfurt in a public league final today. Just underway, second quarter. Del Bracco thought about a three, gives up. Cunningham swings for Taylor. Everybody packing it in, so let Del Bracco shoot. A little bit long, and a rebound controlled by Forshawn. Ahead it goes, and it was kicked by Del Bracco. So Roman has the basketball. Roman went a stretch of 6 minutes and 14 seconds without getting a field goal in that first quarter. That'll put a crimp in the style.
And Huggins has been very quiet on the offensive end. We talked about everything Cunningham's doing on the offensive end, also doing a great job defensively against Huggins.
Forshawn gets the jumper off, a nice fake on the baseline to fall, making it 22-11.
That's just about unguardable right there as he's turning to the baseline. Not going to be able to get double team help and just shoots over top.
Forshawn has 6. Here is Brigman down the lane. Didn't get the roll though, and Forshawn has the rebound. 4th rebound for Tamal. Jumper from long distance, a little bit too long for Jim Kelly, and the offside rebound goes to Taylor. Wants to run, throws it ahead, but you got to remember that the guard is only 5'9", and it goes over Cunningham's head and out of bounds.
Not a good decision there in transition. It's not there. Keep the ball, set things back up.
Wardzinski will inbound. It's like man pressure full here, but they drop back in a hurry. Reach in, Taylor almost had the steal. Forshawn picks it up near the timeline. Now Welton hits the ball on the floor, pulls it back. Jump ball away from Forshawn, a little short. And the rebound goes off the hands and out of bounds.
Again, it's Brigman doing a terrific job defensively inside on Forshawn right there, able to get a piece of the shot. Challenging every time that they throw the ball in there, he's challenging.
Slowed him down. Forshawn's only 2 of 6. They're going to call held ball here, and the arrow points the other way. It'll go down the floor for Roman. Well, Taylor couldn't believe it. He thought he drew the foul, but that's not the case.
Well, one thing every once in a while, he's very active, but he has a tendency sometimes to force things. We saw the bad decision in transition. That time got himself a little carried away.
Ball got tipped here, but Taylor makes the catch out of bounds, and Roman Catholic has possession in the forecourt. Carl Arrigale has seen his team do a good job defensively. 5:59 to go here in the second. They're up 20-11 to St. John Neumann, and that ball knocked out of bounds. Good hustle by the freshman, Tabby Cunningham.
Well, Newman's had good energy all night long on the defensive end. They've been very quick and active.
Down low it goes to Forshawn, puts it on the floor, and they're going to call a travel, but I think he kind of slipped a little bit. That's the reason why they had the extra step. That's the 6th turnover tonight for Roman.
The one thing sometimes people question Brigman defensively, whether or not he could hang inside and bang. He's doing it tonight.
Joe McCourt just checked back in. He's going to give you some defensive pressure on the guards.
No one's ever questioned Brigman's offensive skills inside. They have questioned his defense and toughness, but right now, he's bringing it tonight.
Well, McCourt out there for defensive pressure, and he causes the 10-second violation, and Carl Arrigale says, hey, you forgot to get the ball over midcourt.
Can't believe it.
That's a mistake you just don't want to commit. 20-11. Neumann over Roman, but Roman has the ball as Huggins works it out front. McCourt goes in the lane, kicks it back, jumper on the way for Wardzinski, didn't hit iron. Here comes Taylor. Moves it now for Cunningham for a 3, up and over the backboard and out of play.
But again, a good look, and the one thing that you've got to be impressed with this freshman is he hasn't forced things. He's created things by getting by people and into the lane, but he has played with a confidence and a poise that you wouldn't expect of a freshman.
Well, he has answered all the questions early. Here is Welton down the lane, a reach in and a foul. It'll be a 2-shot variety. I'm going to call the foul on Michael Haddix. Junior picks up the personal.
Welton right here puts it down with his left, going strong to the basket. Roman's stagnant a little bit offensively. They can't get things going. Credit Neumann by really putting some good pressure. So to beat that pressure, you got to put the ball to the floor and get by people.
First one is good, and into the ball game comes Ramir Jones. Last game versus Neumann, 21 points and 19 rebounds for Brent Welton. Being looked at by Air Force, George Mason, and Lafayette. See, he's got the grades to go Ivy if he wants to. Shot by Welton's good. Roman faithful has been quite quiet tonight, but maybe known to cheer up a storm.
Both these teams bring good cheering sections. The end zone's filled with the student section. They both get into the game.
That's the way it should be.
Yep.
22-13 our score. The lead in the ball for St. John Neumann. Brigman posting up. They didn't see him. Now they go right back to him. Oh, stripped from behind by McCourt. Brigman gets it back, and I think he stepped out of bounds.
Nope, he called the timeout.
Did he? All right, timeout. Either way, they were
He
putting
was
up the
tired.
floor.
He needed a little break.
All right, we'll get a timeout.
He's been watching too much TV coming down here championship week. Guys running out of bounds, calling timeouts. That's fine when it's the end of the game and you got to save a possession. You'd rather there not take the timeout. May need it later.
22-13 in the second quarter. Stay with us on this Catholic League Championship game on CNA. Come back to the Liacouras Center, take a look at the Roman tradition, some of the great players who have come through the halls of Roman Catholic High, like Eddie Griffin, Rasul Butler, Donnie Carr, Mark Jackson, Mark Stevenson, Mike Bannon, who played with the Sixers, went on to the Olympic team, Matt Gukas, Dallas Comagese, Jim Maloney, former Temple assistant. The list goes on and on.
And it continues with Tamal Fortune, another MVP in the South Division. Not only great players here at Roman, but great coaches. Think of the job that Speedy Morris has done, and Speedy let go the other day at LaSalle. A terrific coach and a guy who you know is going to bounce back into the business because he is such a great coach. Tough to see him all of a sudden not roaming the sidelines. It'll be different when you see LaSalle play without Speedy on the sidelines. We wish him well.
Absolutely right. He said the other day that he's not burned out. He wants to coach. He'll find a job someplace.
One of the great guys in coaching. When you saw his team play in the last couple weeks, you saw that he wasn't burned out.
Absolutely. And they did upset St. Joe's.
Nearly upset Temple here on CN8 as well.
Del Bracco, a long three, won't go. Long lead pass here, intercepted by Taylor, and it's coming back the other way. Almost got away with a double dribble on that spin. Now goes down the floor, fouled en route to the hole, and Taylor will go to the line for a pair.
Newman struggling offensively, so what do? You use defense to create some offense. Taylor, a guy who loves to get out in transition. See right here, bad pass, another bad decision by Roman. They're kicking the ball around as well. There's that quick spin to get by Fortune, and up the floor he goes, attacking the basket.
And Taylor upset that he missed the first free throw. Number 22 is Jim Kelly back into the ball game for Roman. He's only hit that 1-3 tonight. He could use a couple more of those, trailing 22-13. And the next one rolls in for Taylor, make it 23-13, back to a 10-point differential. And here comes the defense as Jeff Thomas hawks the ball as it comes across midcourt. Welton gives up for Huggins. Long floater, rebound for Welton, and it rolls home for him.
Welton has a knack of getting himself to the basketball. He'll come up with 19 rebounds without getting a couple on the offensive end.
Welton's got 6 in this first half, 23-15.
Roman's 2-2-1 falling back into the zone's been effective as far as getting Newman off their offensive flow. They were in a big-time flow in the first quarter. It certainly slowed down here in the second.
Cunningham deliberately hanging out near the three-point line. Here is Taylor. He takes a long three, a little bit long. The bounce goes straight up. Offside rebound, tipped by Brigman. That won't go on a call. Brigman coming over the back. Thomas had the first opportunity. Brigman's second, though, nullified by the over-the-back call.
Thomas has done a good job of finding a couple offensive rebounds. Look at the box out there, though, by Fortune to start off with, and then there's Brigman after the box out comes away, trying to come over the back, and he climbed on top of Huggins.
So at the free throw line here is John Huggins, the senior, being pursued by Youngstown State and Howard. And he makes the first.
He had a lot of Division I interest to start things off, still working on his grades to make sure that he qualifies to play as a freshman next year. And if he's able to get that in line, expect some more Division I teams to be calling.
Had a good title game last year when he scored 15. Makes both here at the free throw line to make it 23-17, and slowly Roman Catholic is back in the game.
And you talk with the key word slowly, because that's what their defense right now is doing. It's slowing Newman down, forcing him to take time, coming up and attacking that 2-2-1, and then settling into the zone.
Del Bracco forcing it inside, tipped away, and we got a reach-in foul. They're going to call it on Brandon Brigman for slowing down the play.
And that's dumb fouls by Brandon Brigman. Coming over the back. He's too important to this team to pick up cheap fouls. The reach-in out in front of the officials, not a smart play.
And I believe that is the third on Brigman, and he will go to the bench. That is crucial with 2:54 to go here in this first half. Expect
Roman now to try and pound the ball inside to Tamal Fortune, especially with Brigman out.
First one good by John Huggins at the line. It's now a 9-1 run, and they can add one more to it. And they do. 23-19, St. John Neumann with the lead over Roman Catholic as they're working their way back in the game are the Cahill Lights. Ramiro Jones, not noted for handling, gives up right away and goes down to the baseline.
And this zone has basically neutralized Cunningham, who was such a factor in the first quarter, basically a non-factor here in the second.
Del Bracco, he can pull the trigger, forces it down the lane, and Taylor has it go off the heel of the rim, no good, and we have a traveling violation called on the freshman, Sharon Fisher. Fisher just into the ball game. Had a double-double against Cardinal Doherty in just 11 minutes in the semifinal.
Now you're seeing two of the top freshmen in the Philadelphia area here on the floor tonight, and he and Cunningham.
Newman with the basketball, 2:12 on the clock.
And they're tentative right now against the zone defense. They were attacking in the first quarter, not doing that. Scored 22 in the first quarter, 1 here in the second. It's been this mixing of the zone defenses that's caused them problems.
Here is Jones, kind of threw it up. Rebound for Haddix. Oh, he can't get it to fall. And Forshawn comes down with a rebound. Goes up in a hurry for Welton. Welton kicks it to Huggins. Huggins trying to force the issue, now pulls it out front.
Now, smart play. Try to probe, see if you got something in transition, but if not, bring it out and settle down.
Huggins trying to set up Forshawn, made the catch, gonna get a block foul here, and he really went to the deck hard, did Tamal. Oh, he is almost out. Now starting to show some signs of movement. Yeah, he really took a spill. Another look at it.
Well, you knew that they're going to go to him, especially with Brigman on the bench, but you see the contact right there, and he did go down pretty hard. It's a big guy going down.
Get out of the way. 4 shot at the line for the 1-on-1. Gets the first to go in. So Tamal adds 1 more. Now has 7 in this first half. And it's a 3-point ball game. He's got them both. 23-21, just a 2-point advantage. Neumann the lead, and the ball as Robert Taylor will bring it up. 1:23 to go in this first half. It's been the zone defense that has really turned it around for the Cahillites.
What it's done is it's taken Neumann out of their rhythm. They were in a good rhythm in the first quarter, putting the ball to the floor. Taylor getting by people. You've seen little to no dribble penetration here in the second quarter. Somebody's got to put the ball to the floor and try and probe the zone.
They're going to call travel here. Cunningham with a little hop, skip, and the jump. And that's the reason for the travel. And he's saying he was hit on the drive, but he's not going to win the argument.
Carl Arrigale's trying to have the same argument. Look at the field goal shooting, 0 for 8 for Neumann. Not a heck of a lot better for Roman at just 2.
Oh, Forshawn lost the handle on the way up. And I think they say it was tipped out of bounds. It stays here for Roman. Another look.
Another penetration by Kelly. Terrific dump off. Jamal was thinking about throwing that one down.
He was. Here is Fisher in the paint. And the freshman for Roman answers. And now ties up the game at 23 with 41 seconds left.
And he's a guy who makes the most of his minutes. At 11 points in just 11 minutes in the semis.
Back the other way. Score this one for Ramir Jones. First field goal of the quarter in just about 9.5 minutes.
And that's a dribble penetration I was talking about. Put the ball to the floor and try and make them guard you out of the zone.
18 seconds. Forshawn in the paint. A lot of contact. They're going to call a foul.
They're going to call a charge. Tamal lowered his shoulder. Good call. Defense held their ground. Good call.
So Forshawn will pick up the personal. That's his first.
See right here, he's going to lower his shoulder. Good defensive position. No question about that. That's a charge.
25-23. St. John Neumann here at the half. They have the ball on a 2-point lead against man pressure. Cunningham to bring it up. Kelly's on him. Goes behind the back in a real tough place. Handles the ball with 6. Oh, goes by Kelly. Has a shot blocked though by Forshawn. It goes out of bounds. It stays here with 1.5 to go.
Well, Roman had a foul to give, I'm expecting, because they were playing so aggressively defensively. But actually, they didn't. They were playing as if they had a foul to give. Look at Kelly. I mean, he's all over him. Get his hands off of him. You can get booked for that kind of play right there. I mean, my God. Not once, not twice, 3 different times he's holding on and grabbing.
1.5 to go. It comes in. Del Bracco, the high arc, good at the buzzer.
Well, that gives Neumann a little life heading back into the locker room.
Chris Del Bracco, as time runs out, the high arc shot on the inbounds pass with 1.5 to go, and it's 27-23, St. John Neumann at the half over Roman Catholic.
Well, it was a tough second quarter for Neumann, but a tough runner right at the buzzer right here gives him a little life heading to the locker room.
27-23, St. John Neumann at halftime.
Welcome back to the Apollo. It is halftime, and right now the St. John Neumann Pirates are bringing joy to Mike Mulligan. It's 27-23 here at the half, and now I'm joined by the moderator for the Boys Catholic League here in Philadelphia, Joe Parisi, who is also the athletic director at LaSalle High School College here in Philadelphia, or College High School in Philadelphia. First of all, Southern Division not disappointing, giving us 2 great finals here today.
Yeah, and the league really needed this shot in the arm. The quarterfinals or the semifinals on Wednesday night weren't as competitive as we would have liked to have had them. But Roman and Neumann are doing a great job, and the girls did a great job in the game earlier today. So put on a nice show for a nice crowd tonight.
You talk about the fact that the earlier round was a little bit disappointing. There were some thoughts in the air that you might change the way that the playoffs are handled altogether, and that you might go to possibly a tournament system. What are the thoughts?
There's been some informal discussion among some athletic directors and some of the coaches to maybe go to the 2 divisions, 2 18 tournaments at the end of the season, with the first round being at the home teams, the first 4 teams, then going into the semifinals, locations at LaSalle University, and then eventually the finals back here. But to get all 8 teams in each division involved, give everybody a chance to add some excitement to the end of their basketball seasons.
So there are teams who maybe haven't been in the playoffs in a couple of years who could come and upset the pot a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what we're hoping for. I think, there's a lot of pressure on our coaches to make the playoffs. Something like this might relieve some of the pressure for the coaches and for the kids and make it more enjoyable for them and better for the league.
Has the pressure gotten such that, maybe... has the pressure gotten to the point where changes need to be made, or is it just something that the guys are discussing because they just think it would be more fun?
I think it'll be more fun, and I think all the discussions have really been in a preliminary stage. It's been pretty much when we get together at dinner or something like that with a bunch of the athletic directors, we've talked about it that way. And some of the coaches have talked about it, but what I'd like to see the league do is maybe go back to the coaches, see how interested they are in this. If they're really interested in it, then we bring it to the next level, which is the athletic directors, and then obviously it goes from there to the principals, and hopefully if everybody thinks it's good, we'll be doing it in another year or so.
You said in that plan that you would play the first rounds at home site, second round at LaSalle, but ultimately you want to bring the finals back here. This has been a good venue for the Catholic League Championships.
The people at Temple have been phenomenal. Everything we ask of them, we've gotten. The facility's great, the parking's great. People worry about the neighborhood. There's nothing to worry about in this neighborhood. Parking is great right across the street. There's all kinds of security all over the place. It's a good venue for the Catholic League. It's a good venue for anybody.
Well, we enjoy being here as well. Joe Parisi, I want to thank you for taking some time out for us, and also give him a shot. LaSalle won the soccer title in the Catholic League this year, and he's pretty excited about that.
Absolutely.
Joe Parisi, thanks a lot for joining us.
Okay, thank you.
We are here at halftime. Noya Paulo, 27-23, Neumann.
Back here at the Liacouras Center at halftime, 27-23, St. John Neumann leading Roman Catholic. Well, in this first half, it was the half-court defense, the zone primarily of Roman, that really got them back in the first half.
Yeah, not even just the half court, but extending it with the little 2-2-1 to slow things down for Neumann. First quarter, they were running, getting into the lane, Cunningham getting all over the place. And then in the second quarter, it was a totally different look out there for Roman.
Well, we'll tell you about the top scores in the first half. First off for St. John Neumann, how about the freshman, Tabby Cunningham, who has been, well, doing it all night long.
And especially against a man-to-man defense, they just couldn't handle him straight, man. That's one of the reasons they had to switch up and go zone. He had 10, most of those in the first quarter, all of them in the first quarter. Taylor with 5, Haddix with 4, Brigman in foul trouble with 3. He had 2. You see the rest of the guys chipping in as well.
On the other side, Tamal Fortune is the guy to keep an eye on the second half. He has it working so far on the baseline.
Well, nice turnaround right there. That's very hard to guard. You can't get a double team down there. Welton also had 8. especially in the second quarter where he was able to get out in transition. Huggins, just 4. He was pretty quiet in the first half.
What jumps out at you when you take a look at those halftime stats, Rob?
Well, look at the foul shooting right there. Roman able to get themselves to the line 15 times. For Neumann, they were just too passive against that zone defense. They had 7 second chance points, but those were all in the first quarter. Right now, what Neumann is doing is just reversing the ball out on the perimeter against the zone defense instead of putting the ball to the floor, something they do very well, and getting themselves into that zone defense to create.
I would think that Roman has the edge if they stay in that zone here as we get ready for the start of the third quarter. Right now, 27-23. St. John Neumann over Roman. Stay with us on CNA. Back here at the Liacouras Center, the St. John Neumann faithful with war paint and all tonight.
I mean, that's some good effort there. I mean, that's not just painting the face. I mean, he's got his hair. He's got everything. What do you do tomorrow when you wake up?
Hopefully you don't go to bed that way.
Well, yeah. Be a problem.
Yeah, it would be. Nonetheless, 27-23, St. John Neumann with the lead here at the half over Roman Catholic. Roman trying to get its 3rd straight Catholic League championship for head coach Dennis Seddon and company. And we talk about all the great players who have come through the halls of Roman Catholic. They ruled the Southern Division. Take a look at the MVPs. Tamal Fortune this year, well, Eddie Griffin, a 2-time MVP, and then guys like Rasul Butler, Donnie Carr, and Larry Kentner as well.
6 out of 7. The only year was 1997. That was the last time that Neumann won the championship behind the fine player Victor Thomas in the finals.
Well, we have heard so much about Tamal Fortune. 8 points in the first half. Rebounding with authority. And to start this third quarter, St. John Neumann will have the basketball. Looks like we have a slight delay. And right now there is only one clock over one basket that is operative. I don't know if they're going to try to fix that or not. Although the game clock on the big scoreboard does says 8 minutes.
Well, the problem is that's the only place, if you're coming, which will be actually heading St. John Neumann's way, that's the only place you're going to find the clock. It's no longer on the overhead shot clock. It's also not in the corners. The score's up on the scoreboard in the corners as you're heading that way, but no clock.
So a chance to take a look at the Southern Division standings, and you saw that right there Roman Catholic went 12-2. St. John Neumann, though, was right with them all the way at 11-3, and then the rest of the pack with Archbishop Carroll, O'Hara, St. Joe Prep, West Catholic.
And Carroll, a young team, a team that's going to make some noise here in the next couple years. They've got a very young, talented team doing a terrific job.
Let's go to Rob Brooks. Rob?
Thanks a lot, Mick. I'm joined here by William Speedy Morris, the former head coach at LaSalle University. And I just asked you this before, but Coach, were you surprised when they came and told you that?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I thought Dr. Brennan was just going to tell me we got 1 year left and got to win. And but I'm not bitter. I understand it's the business. And I had 15 very, very happy years with the men at LaSalle and 2 with the ladies. So 17 years. When you get up, you enjoy doing what you're doing. And I look forward to going to LaSalle every day. Great people. And coaching the Big Five, that was a dream come true.
There was some speculation in the past that something like this might happen. In some ways, are you a little bit relieved that it's over, not to have that hanging over your head?
No, not really. You want to go out a winner, and we thought we can do that. And it's disappointing that we didn't do a better job at the end. I want LaSalle to succeed, and the alumni and the students, they deserve a winner. So if I can't be the guy, I hope that they're bringing somebody that can get this thing turned around. Hopefully I'll be coaching somewhere next year. Coach,
you're always going to be associated with LaSalle, but you're also always going to be associated with Roman Catholic. The fans here really love to see you coming out. Talk to me about the game that you see, the team that we got out here today.
Well, it's a good game. I coach Carl Arrigale at Penn Charter, so I'm pretty close to him, but I'm a Roman guy, there's no question. Neumann got out to a great great lead in the first quarter and struggled the second quarter against the Roman zone. So they're going to have to solve that zone and get the ball inside to Brigman and Haddix, or else it could be a long night in the second half.
Tamal Fortune was a player who you were going to have to face next year. Tell me about him.
Well, I won't miss that because I always liked Tamal. We recruited him, and we were hoping to get him to come to LaSalle. We were disappointed when he decided to go to GW, but he said he wanted to get away. He's a great kid, and he's going to be a good, very, very good college player.
Coach Morris, thanks for sitting down, taking some time with us. As always, I used to travel on the road with LaSalle team. Coach Morris always saying the right things and being a gentleman about all situations. Thanks a lot, Coach. Mick.
All right, great to hear from Speedy Morris, and of course we wish him well down the line.
No, he's a great guy and a great coach. He's had nothing but success every place he was. Just came up a couple players short the last few years at LaSalle. But people will not soon forget the great runs that he had with Lionel Simmons and Overton and Randy Woods. Some great players and some great teams under Speedy Morris at LaSalle.
They could fill it up, no doubt about it. Right here, the score has not changed. They straighten out the clock. 27-23, Neumann the lead and the ball. Del Bracco and Cunningham out front.
Again, very passive against his zone defense. Instead of putting the ball to the floor, too content to just swing the ball side to side.
Double team as Brigman draws attention. Now Cunningham.
There you go.
Nice into the lane and got the runner to go.
That's what they need. Put the ball to the floor, get inside. That's exactly what he was doing in the first quarter. Had none of it in the second quarter.
12 points now for Tabby Cunningham. He's back to Tabby again.
Yep, he was Richard there for a little bit in the second quarter. Actually wasn't him. He's done a fine job of leading his team, doing a good job making good decisions with the ball.
Kelly out front with Welton and Huggins. Here is Welton. Gives up now for Kelly. Thought about a three. Better of it. Roman being very patient. Now it is Brent Welton spinning. Gets into the paint. Off glass. Offside tip by Forshawn, wouldn't go. Taylor has it. Here comes Robert Beattie Taylor. Del Bracco spotting for a three. He's got it. And that's what I was looking for. You talk about penetrating the lane, but when you got a three-point cannon, go ahead and shoot it.
Yeah, but it started with the penetration. If you just swing the ball around the perimeter, you're not going to get shots.
Oh, here's an answer. How about John Huggins from the three-point line?
Well, we've got the score right, but the scoreboard doesn't have it. They're having all kinds of problems right now.
32-26. Now, like you say, the scoreboard in the arena.
There they go. They finally got it up to speed.
Took a long time to click those digits up.
But you're right. They had Del Bracco in transition for the three, but it's because they got into the lane, sucked the defense in, and then kick it out.
Taylor wants a three. He's got it. There was some question as if Robert Beattie Taylor could shoot from the outside. He's answering those critics right now.
Well, Donnie Harnum, who's here, the coach of Ryder, here to see him play, he was asking us, can he shoot? I said, well, he looked pretty good on the first three he took. Looked good on that one from the right corner as well.
Everybody up, including Cantrell Man-Man Fletcher. Neumann a 35-26 lead over Roman Catholic. Robert Beattie Taylor draining the three, and St. John Neumann in control right now, right here on CN8. Back here at the Liacouras Center. Three by Robert Taylor, keying an 8-3 run for Neumann. Neumann hitting 3 or 4 field goal attempts so far in his third quarter. Roman just 1 of 3, and that's why the score has ballooned to 35-26, St. John Neumann. Huggins wants a jumper, fade away, didn't get it. Nice offside rebound by the freshman guard.
Come on now, he's doing everything. Grabbing rebounds, directing traffic. That was a kick ball, got away with one.
Layup back the other way, short, no good. It's gonna stay here though for Roman. Kelly couldn't get the layup to fall. Another look.
I was worried about the contact instead of just going up, trying to make the layup.
So with the goal, 35-28, and Roman very patiently hanging around to this one. Look at the double team coming up. So Bracco throws it cross court, and they're going to call a traveling violation on Brigman. Ninth turnover of the night. Got to handle the basketball with 3:53 to go here in this third quarter. Brent Welton down the lane, hang glide, got the roll.
Tough shot, had to go off his feet and had to change his shot in midair as the defender came and challenged it.
Cunningham playing catch with Taylor out front.
So Roman extending the pressure a little bit, trying to get in trap situations.
Del Bracco missed with a 3. Haddix trying to control the rebound. Did it get pushed out from behind? I think it did. It's going to stay here for Carl Arrigale and St. John Neumann. Brigman in the corner. Brings it to the lane. Partially blocked, but they're going to call a foul on Brent Welton. And a chance to expound on his 5-point St. John Neumann lead.
Out for his size, Brigman's a guy that can put the ball to the floor, as we said, good skills. He puts it down with his left, even though that's all bandaged up. He's got terrific offensive skills, no question about that.
He broke the hand earlier in the year, and then against Carroll in the quarterfinals, fell on it near the end of the game, and it hasn't been right ever since. Misses the first one at the line. Fortunately, in the semifinal, he only had to play 5 minutes in the second half, and he left with 9 points. The game was well in hand, and they could take him out and rest him. Looking for his third of the night. He's got it. 36-30, St. John Neumann. Third quarter action here at the Leah Quarter Center. Nick Mollinghoff, Rob Kennedy, and Rob Brooks with you tonight. Borzinski.
Great catch.
Forshawn threw it to the foul line. It got tipped around. It's loose on the floor. Held ball here. And they'll separate all the combatants. And right at the very end of that play, Brigman kind of gave a little shove with his leg to Brent Welton. And he got away with one. Haddix on the floor going after that loose ball like his father used to dive on the ground after a fumble with the Eagles.
Former running back for the Eagles. Take a look right here. Mad scramble, good hustle. Everybody's to the floor. The officials right on top of it. Yeah, there's that. You caught it right there, Mick.
Yeah.
So sneak in there, a little bump. Neumann with the little 2-3 zone.
Here's a look inside, reverse layup. Score it for Brent Welton.
Welton doing a good job giving him some life right now. He's one of the guys attacking the basket.
Here comes Taylor to the foul line, kicks it back. Now Haddix out front for Jeff Thomas. Thomas with a skip pass. Gives up for Cunningham. He lost the handle, but it's going to stay here. So knocked out of bounds by Roman. Here comes Joe McCourt. He's kind of turned into more of a defensive specialist as Steve Borzinski, whose father played at North Catholic and was one of the all-time scorers in the Catholic League. He'll take a seat.
Also coached here at Roman, bringing them to 2 titles before moving on. College coach out in the Pittsburgh area at Duquesne.
36-32, St. John Neumann leading the ball. And down the lane goes Brigman. Partially from behind, and now we got a foul on the loose ball here, and I think it's going to be on Joe McCourt. Another look at it.
They get the ball into the heart of the zone defense at the high post. Missed shot. Able to get the offensive rebound. You'll see McCourt just reaches in from behind. No question about that.
Haddix, the lefty, makes the first at the line.
Haddix, a transfer from St. Augustine in South Jersey. St. Augustine losing today in the parochial beef state finals in New Jersey to St. Anthony. St. Anthony expected to be the top seed in the TFC tournament.
Haddix makes the second. That's because they beat Camden head-to-head earlier in the year. 38-32. St. John Neumann over Roman here in the third quarter with 2:03 to go. Kelly gives up for Welton. Brent Welton now back to Kelly, launches the 3, and he's got it.
Big shot right there, able to get a little inside out as the defense collapses on the kick out. Kelly right there to deliver an important 3.
38-35, Taylor trying to answer down the lane, a little strong off the heel of the rim, knocked out of bounds, and it will be St. John Neumann ball, I believe. It is, as Del Bracco will inbound. McCourt checks back in. Del Bracco to inbound. As Taylor back near the foul line, but gives up here for Brigman. Pump fake from 8 off the heel of the rim. It won't go. Being tipped around. And it is Joe McCord who comes up with it. Gets it ahead here for Huggins. Huggins flying down the lane. Forced the issue. Had the ball blocked, but got it back and kicks it out front. Now, Forshawn, turnaround, way strong, missed everything. He aired it out. He's going to hear about it. Here comes Taylor. Robert Beattie Taylor, good basket, not a foul.
That's when he's at his best. And that's when Newman's been at their best, when they've been able to get up and run. When they've been in the half court and working the ball around against the zone defense, not nearly as effective as when they've been able to get out and attack the rim in transition.
Nice full extension with the lead to get it to go home. He has 10 points and a chance for 11 as he goes to the free throw line.
And he doesn't score that if he doesn't use his left. Got to be able to finish around the basket with both hands.
He's got 11. Completes the three-point play, back to 41-35, and a little breathing room now for St. John Neumann with 1:08 to play in the third. Almost a travel. Inside it goes to Welton. He is fouled going down the line, and Welton will go to the line for a pair.
Well, the pace starting to pick up for both teams on the offensive end.
Foul was on Jeff Thomas, the senior. Picks up his first personal foul.
A good pass right there by Brzezinski to put it ahead right to Welton. The quick pass.
And Welton gets the first one to roll home. Joe McCourt will check back in. Brzezinski will come out, so that kind of like that offensive defensive switch. Welton has 11 points and 4 rebounds tonight. Very quiet 11. He's got the second one. And another substitution. Welton comes out after the free throw, and Sharon Fisher, the freshman, will check back in. 41-37. Neumann the lead in the ball with 1 minute exactly to play here in the third, and Taylor taking his time bringing it up. Sees the trap coming, but now beats it, and they call a block right here on the sideline, and I think the foul's going to be whistled on Huggins.
Well, they had him in a perfect trap situation, just bringing the ball over half court, pinned to the bait to the sideline, but they don't take the sideline away. If you're the guy coming up in that trap spot, you got to get your foot on the line.
The way I was taught. Put your foot on the line.
Can't let him get outside the trap.
Neumann, 41-37, down to 40 seconds. Cunningham penetrates, gives up for Bracco, thought about it, now pulls it back out front. Gives up for Taylor. Crossover dribble, finds Brigman for about a 10-foot jumper. It won't go, but the little guy, Cunningham, has the rebound. 25 seconds to go, and they can reset. Tough place to give them the ball, though, near a high trap area, and here's a turnover. Picked off, Huggins has it blocked, but they're going to call the foul nonetheless on Robert Beattie Taylor.
One of the few mistakes the young freshman Cunningham has made. Picked the ball up at half court in a tough trap situation. That started the turnover sequence. Is Roman able to come up with the steal? Here's the finish with the contact as Huggins able to get himself to the line.
Huggins will make the first free throw. Taylor now, after the foul, stays in and takes his spot along the lane. 41-39 with the pair. So Huggins makes the pair, 41-39 with 15 seconds to play. And here comes that half-court extension. Cunningham draws the double team along the sideline and calls timeout. Carl Arrigale didn't want the timeout, but he didn't want the turnover either. It's like, darned if you do and darned if you don't.
Saw his face there, huh? He kind of winced like, oh no, why'd we put the ball in that position in the first place and force Cunningham to have to take the timeout when he got pinned on the sideline?
That's exactly the point I was going to bring up. You know, you said Cunningham had the turnover, one of the few mistakes he made tonight, but prior to that, they hand off to him in a high trap area. Don't give him the ball.
Nope.
You got to get open someplace else.
Yep, you can't, but if you're the guy receiving that time, that possession, you're right. There was nothing he could do. Last possession, he put himself in that trap spot. So he, as a freshman, has got to learn that you can't get yourself pinned on the sideline, especially at his size. It's one thing if you're 6'3" or 6'4" and here comes a trap, but at his size, you can't get pinned on the sideline.
Now you can't throw over it. You're going to have to split it, and that's so hard to do. Well, when you talk about some of the all-time playoff coaching in the Philadelphia Catholic League, Dennis Seddon ranks right up there with 35 wins. Bill Fox and Father Judge had a last championship for a North team at the Palestra a few years ago. And Speedy Morris right there in the elite company with 22 wins, along with O'Brien and Olston Jr. from West Catholic.
So Dennis Seddon's had nothing but success here at Roman Catholic. There's another guy who's had nothing but success when he was here at Roman and just about every place else that he's coached, Speedy Moore.
Now the Roman tradition continues, but it's been a tough night for Coach Seddon. 41-39, his team is trailing.
Who said coaching was easy, huh?
Nobody. Del Bracco to throw it in. Gets it to Cunningham. Here comes McCourt on him. He splits everyone, throws up an off-balance shot with 1 second to go. It went out of bounds. Carl Arrigale wants a foul.
Well, he should have got one. The young freshman did everything you want from your point guard. Got by the trap, never allowed it to happen, got deep into the lane and found contact, just no call.
.8, Taylor, they're going to call a foul on that play as they threw the alley-oop to Taylor. He made the catch, and as the horn sounds, he got it off his hand. They say foul to the act of shooting as time runs out.
All right, Mick, was that the obligatory makeup call or what?
Yeah. Another look, and you'll see that, well, he just got it off as the horn sounded, and everyone off the line as Robert Taylor will shoot two. First one, though, bounces off the iron, no good.
Let's just think, remember, at the end of the second quarter, Neumann was able to score with very little time on a baseline out of bounds. Had an opportunity there, but left them 15 feet away.
The score remains 41-39 as we have played 3 quarters here in this Championship Catholic League final at Temple University tonight. Stay with us right here on CNA. As we come back, you see the field goal shooting percentages as the Roman fans try to ignite the comeback here in the fourth quarter for the Cahillites. Right now, the Pirate fans enjoying that 41-39 lead with the final 8 minutes to play.
Well, we've already had one championship decided on the foul line where Prendy was an incredible 17-18. So far, it's been Roman Catholic who's been dominating the foul line.
Here comes that trap again, but this time the ball being ping-ponged back across the court, and a jumper won't go for Haddix, and the loose ball rebound picked up by McCourt, but Forshaw didn't see it, and it's given out to Cunningham. Layup good. Miscommunication, and it turns into a turnover the other way, and 14 points now for the freshman.
A big turnaround. You come up with the stop to start off the fourth quarter. You open to get out in transition, and instead, Neumann gets a layup.
3 called home from long distance, though, John Huggins. And Huggins now has 14 points.
I'd expect Huggins to start making some noise offensively. Had 20 in the semis, 17 in the quarters. Been quiet tonight.
Now Taylor gives up for Brigman. One dribble, had it knocked away, and Forshaw comes up with a loose ball. Good hands by Huggins to force the turnover. 43-42, and Roman can take the lead on this trip. Huggins wants the 3, feeling it, a little short. Rebound, though, for McCourt, who keeps it alive.
And that's what he gives you. Hustle, effort, diving all over the place, keeping the ball alive.
Now it goes to Forshaw. Finds McCourt, baseline, and he draws the foul. Well, that kind of heart is what Lafayette's looking for on a gridiron next year. That's what he'll play at college. Foul here is on Haddix.
It all started with the pass, though, from Tamal Fortune. Nice high-low right here. McCourt, expect him. What's he looking for? He's looking for contact. Just goes off the floor and tries to throw his body into somebody.
McCourt has the first one spin off the rim. It stays a 1-point game. Roman has never led. They can tie it up here with 6:39 to go. And they won't. McCourt missed the pair. The rebound for Brandon Brigman. Some fans wanted to travel, none called. Cunningham looking for help as he brings it up. Taylor comes out to help him. Cunningham pulls it out with Jim Kelly on him.
Well, the area of this zone that's open is the high post. Right now, though, Newman's got nobody on the high post. Brigman finally wanders in.
Ooh, a touch foul out front called on John Huggins, the senior. Wow. I didn't even see that touch. I'm still looking for that touch.
He's right here in front of you, too.
That's what I'm saying.
Position. Look at McCourt.
McCourt diving on the loose ball. It touched the end line, and they give it to Roman. 13th turnover for St. John Neumann. Another look at the hustle.
Giving up his body, flying to the floor.
Called it out. I think when the Neumann player reached back for the ball, though, he was totally in bounds. Nonetheless, 5:55 to go. Roman has the ball down by 1. Borzinski, who's been quiet tonight, gives up out front now for Welton. Brent Welton gives up for the 3 on the way.
Contact.
Short. There was contact, no call. Brigman came down with a rebound, and Taylor will bring it up. Brigman at the foul line. One dribble down the lane. Blocked from behind by Forshawn. Taylor. This one's blocked again by Forshawn. And a reach-in foul by Del Bracco to slow down the progress right near midcourt. Kamal Forshawn, not 1, but 2 successive block shots.
Yeah, big defensive plays. Brigman with a good move inside, but forcing right there to block it away. That's what you need from your big guy, to come up and make some big defensive plays.
After the foul, Del Bracco goes out. He's replaced here by Jeff Thomas, the senior. Can I get a substitution? Taylor will go out, and Ramir Jones checks back in. So Thomas and Jones into the lineup now for Neumann. Here is Brent Welton down the lane, forcing the issue. He got it to go.
You're right, Vic. He forced it, but he was able to get himself deep into the lane.
14 points now. Back the other way. Off glass, high arc, count it for the freshman, Tabby Cunningham.
Well, when he's gotten into the lane, good things have happened for Neumann as well. He floated that one over top of everybody.
Put the ball up high and use the window where they can't block it. That is so hard to teach. 4:52 to go. 45-44. Jumper here for Huggins, a little long. The ball being fought for, and they're going to call a held ball. The arrow points to Roman. Carl Arrigale is going ballistic out near midcourt.
He needs to be careful. The last thing you need to pick up right here is a technical. He was not happy with that. Well, he played for Speedy. Let's see. He's just about starting to undress. If he takes that tie off, you know, there he is. He's starting to loosen a button.
Oh, we have a timeout taken here with 4:44 to go. 45-44, the timeout taken by Roman Catholic. But Neumann, a 1-point advantage. It's really heating up. Tabby Cunningham doing his best to keep Roman out front. They lead it 45-44, but Roman doing a good job hanging tight. Stay with us on CNA. Well, buckle up for the final 4:44 at the Leah Corps Center. St. John Neumann has led all the way so far, but right now it's only a 1-point lead over Roman Catholic.
Heck, a lot of fours up there, huh? 4:44 left in the fourth. 44-40. Oh, 45.
Yeah, got to throw something in there to break it up.
Been one whale of a ball game. St. John Neumann got off to the big start, but ever since then, Roman Catholic chipping away. It's like we're going to have a terrific game coming down the stretch.
And John Huggins, see the quote, he says, I've been hearing is that we can't win without Eddie Griffin. They come here to prove a point. We can win without Ed. He helped us last year. He wasn't the only one on the team, however. A lot of truth in that statement.
No, matter of fact, in last year's game, Neumann threw a couple junk defenses to take Eddie Griffin away, and his teammates stepped up, including Huggins with the terrific game in the final.
Ran up in double figures in that one. Here is Welton fighting off a double team and throws the basketball a little too high and away, and a turnover. 12th of the night for Roman. Well, Roman right now with 3 players in double figures, Welton, Huggins, and Forshawn. But they turn it over at a key time with 4:33 to play. Now the freshman. Tabby Cunningham brings him up. Amir Jones works on the right with him. Not really a ball handler, but he's got a little size to look over the double team. Now Del Bracco spots for the 3, and he calls home from long distance.
Well, it starts by getting the ball into the center of that zone defense up at the high post area, and then the good kick out by Taylor.
Del Bracco has 8, his second 3 of the night. Here is McCourt, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Chris Del Bracco. Del Bracco knows he's going to come out. He is replaced by James Thomas. Bracco picked up his 3rd. Newman fans realize that there's only 4:04 to go, and they lead it by 4 on the inbounds. It is Huggins trying to break down Taylor. Gives up for Welton. Brent Welton back to Huggins. Huggins into the lane, travel. Oh, got away with it. It finally called. That was slow, so slow in coming. I was looking for that whistle right away, and finally, I guess it took a little while for the air to come out.
See Huggins right there signaling for a foul. He thought there was some contact. Holy cow, that's a long jump. Beeman on that one. I mean, he covered what, 20, 22 feet?
Closer to 28, I think.
Holy cow.
3:47 to go, 48-44.
What's the new guy? Mike Powell, I think, maybe.
There you go.
Hey, not bad. All right.
Now you're talking.
All right. I'm surprised, shocked myself.
Ramir Jones gives up in a high trap area. Here's a jumper from 15 by Brigman. It won't go, and a rebound for Brent Welton.
All of a sudden, Newman has found the soft spot of the zone at the high post in that foul line area. That was a good look for Brigman. That's a shot he makes.
Well, crossover, spins to the right, duck into the left. Gives up now for Forshot, who scores from about 3 feet away.
Well, the officials have just decided they're putting those whistles away, huh?
A little contact
Letting
there.
Play? Put on your helmet, for God's sake.
Now, they call a foul out front after we almost had a charge right in front of us. Any travel here, Rob?
Just about, but he keeps that pivot foot down. There's contact, no call. Here's Tamal Fortune. He just fights his way right through contact. You got to really hit him to knock him off stride.
So at the foul line, it is Cunningham. Currently with 14 points tonight for the freshman. Tabby looking for 15, a little long, and he missed the front end of the one-on-one, and Roman has the rebound.
Newman better clean up their foul shooting. That's been a problem for them. If they made some foul shots, they would have stretched this lead out further.
Good basket and a foul here for Brent Welton. Scoop to the hoop. Welton with 16 points, a little duck move inside and got the finger roll to go.
That's why you move without the basketball. Perfect give and go. See right here, Welton gives the ball up, and instead of standing there, he cuts to the lane and able to get the scoop. Watch this, he feeds the post, and right there, the good quick cut, terrific pass by Tamal Fortune to find him as well.
Iceman couldn't have done it any better.
Little Gervin scoop, you like that?
That's what I'm talking about.
Your scoop to the hoop.
And the opportunity for the three-point play, though, goes awry on the miss, and Haddix has the rebound. Here comes Cunningham. 2:50 to go. We are tied at 48, and once again, Roman has never led. 48-48 ball game with 2:42 to go. Cunningham had a 15-footer, gave it up, and the left here for Haddix will go.
A tough shot by the lefty. He had to bring it back behind his head to get the ball up on the board.
Huggins down the lane, duck under. That won't go. Rebound for Forshon. And he ties it up at 50.
Forshon's always there on the weak side for the offensive board. So
Nice.
active.
Behind the back here by Taylor to avoid the double team. Gives up for Cunningham, who drives for a layup and scores.
How about this pace right now? Guys are just beating each other up the floor, getting to the rim.
16 points for Tabby. Back for a three. Off the front of the iron, no good. It's loose on the floor. Roman struggling for the ball. Held ball situation. The arrow points to St. John Neumann. 2:02 to go. Neumann with a 52-50 lead here in the fourth quarter.
How about the last 45 seconds, though, to pace both ends? Both these teams right now putting the ball to the floor, getting by people and getting to the rim.
Well, another look at this one. Here's the drive inside and a great putback by Tamal Forshon.
Always on that weak side. And how about the drive right here again by the freshman? Able to get himself into the lane, puts it back up with his left. Good finish.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. Seen some great basketball here tonight at the Liacouras Center. The girls' game, Prendy, a 44-42 win, upset over O'Hara. Earlier today, Simon Gratz had a win over Frankfurt to win a public championship, and Franklin Learning Center beat Central for the girls' title on the public side as well. But 2:02 to go here in this boys' Catholic League final. St. John Neumann fans have been on their feet all night, but Roman looking for a way to come back in this one. 52-50. Neumann and Roman each with a timeout left. Roman's already over the limit. Neumann has one to give.
Hear the crowd going crazy. The cheerleaders getting into it a little bit, trying to outdo each other.
Yep, one-upsmanship.
Oh, there you go. That's more my speed right there.
I think so. The forward roll. Don't get a lot of style points for that one, I'm sorry. But nonetheless, 52-50, St. John Neumann. Hey, everybody's into this game. That's what makes this a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's not just the guys on the floor. You got great student sections. Everybody coming out, a lot on the line.
Neumann inbound. They got to go the full 94 feet against man pressure all the way. Taylor gets it across the half-court line. Crossover dribble. Now pulls it back out front with 1:55 to go and a 2-point advantage. Carl Arrigale calls to play, and Taylor wants to set it up as he inches closer and closer to that half-court line.
So look over to see if the official had a count going. It's broken.
Taylor behind the back, down the lane, didn't get the runner, and a rebound pulled down by Brent Welton.
Once again, Tamal Fortune making his presence felt on the defensive end, rotated over and challenged it, may have gotten a piece.
See what Kelly does here. Cunningham comes out on him, comes back to Welton. McCourt's in there now to set a screen. Almost a turnover it is. Picked up by Haddix. Kelly gets back in a hurry to make a foul and stop the play. That's probably a pretty good foul. It stops any kind of a layup.
No, real good foul right there. The last thing you want to do is give up a layup in transition, not only for the 2 points, but to get the Neumann crowd into it. Welton right there tries to go between his legs. Instead, it hits off the back of his foot. Smart play by Kelly to come on in and reach. Setting the play, puts it between his legs and just lost it.
A good reach in there to stop the fast break. Dennis said, looking for his third consecutive championship. Haddix has 8 points tonight and a perfect 2 for 2 at the line. Here's his first. He's got it. 53-50. He makes the second. It now becomes a 2-possession game with 1:10 to go. Next one. Off the iron. Wait for his own rebound. The shooter gets his own board.
Well, Roman right there just caught napping. Got to put a body on somebody. Smart play by Haddix.
But here's a turnover. Huggins on the strip. Tabby Cunningham trying to get a strip back the other way. Huggins takes the off-balance jumper. That's no good. And a rebound pulled down by the freshman guard. And here's a reach-in foul to stop play.
Well, not smart by Roman right there. Huggins comes up with the ball and then just goes crazy. He's your senior leader. Relax. Take the ball back out. You see Dennis Seddon right wiping his brow right there. All of a sudden, the emotion got a hold of Roman right here. Here's where Huggins just needs to bring the ball back out. Instead, he's running around, takes a bad off-balance shot. There's still plenty of time down by 3. That's a possession they wish they could get back.
Absolutely, with 49 seconds to play. Tabby Cunningham at the line tonight. Cunningham currently with 16 points. Gets the first one to go. That's a big one. 54-50.
And look at his game he's played tonight. 17 points. He's had rebounds. He's run the show. 6 for 7 from the line. All this from a freshman.
That's the second one. He has 18 points. 55-50, a 5-point advantage. And here's a blocking foul right away called on Jeff Thomas. Not really what you want to do because you want to take some time off the clock.
The very last thing that you want to do, you stop the clock, you allow Roman, who's been very good from the line. There he is. Now he's starting to look like Speedy. The tie's all the way down. That last play, he just grabbed his knot and pulled it down. Not the play he's looking for. The other thing that you allow Roman to do by fouling here is if they make foul shots, it's a lot easier to set up in the full court pressure off the foul line as opposed to a made basket where you're scrambling around to find somebody.
Absolutely. The first one goes in for Brzezinski. You mentioned his father coaching out in Pittsburgh. Brought his son back to the Catholic League for better competition. Misses the second, however, and a rebound for Chris Del Bracco.
They're going to put pressure, nearly turned it over.
Taylor gets it ahead to Cunningham, gives up now for Brigman into the lane. He's fouled. Although Brent Welton thought he had a block. 37 seconds to go, and Welton signaled for the foul, and Brandon Brigman goes to the free throw line. Another look here. How clean was it?
Well, Neumann attacks against the pressure. In that situation, you're going to get the foul call because the refs know that you're trying to foul in that situation.
Brigman makes the first. Carl Arrigale telling his players to get back on defense. Don't worry about the rebound if there is one here. Brigman with 6 points and 4 rebounds tonight. Pretty good 2 out of 3 at the line.
Well, that's what we said. You're going to have to win championships from the foul line. Neumann, who missed foul shots earlier in the game, now stepping up and making important ones late in the fourth quarter.
57-51. Welton has it rejected here. Jeff Thomas got up and threw it back, but here's a turnover. Kelly picks it off. Out of control. Drops back for the 3 and scores! And calls a timeout. Wow.
And what a huge turn of events. Neumann had come up with the rebound, had the basketball, threw it away in transition, trying to get out ahead. Not a good decision. And how about that shot from Kelly? Fading back, falling, but hits nothing but net.
Well, after the turnover, things getting awry here. First, you see the big block by Jeff Thomas.
And right here now, Taylor just come up with the basketball and get fouled. Instead, he tries to put it ahead. Didn't see Kelly. Hiding behind. Kelly steps behind the three-point line, throws it up literally, and gets it to go.
He may go on and play at St. Francis de Sales or Elizabethtown. Once again, your score, 57-54. Neumann leading with 20 ticks left. Neumann has 1 timeout. Both teams go to the foul line with every foul, but if Roman fouls, it's an automatic 2 for St. John Neumann.
And Roman's got to get up into full court pressure, see if they can come up with the steal. And then if you can't get a steal, you have to quickly give up the foul. In this situation, though, I like to see if you can force the ball reversed and come up with the steal. Too many times you see guys come up with the steal on the inbound and then immediately give up the foul. See if you get it reversed and come up with the steal, especially when you're in the 2-shot bonus.
Well, a lot of people to thank in our final 20 seconds. Our technical director, Mike Mulligan, John Anderson, our director, producers, Tony Smith and Bob Anderson tonight, Bob Winheimer, statistician. 20 ticks left. 57-54, and a timeout called by St. John Neumann as they could not get the ball in bounds.
And that's their last. So they set a play, and you were talking about it. You wanted it last game where you send somebody out of bounds when you can run the baseline. They threw it along the baseline to Brigman. You see right there, Carl Arrigale asking if you're allowed to still move, and on a made basket, even with the timeout, you're allowed.
So we may see a play like that right now, where you get a guy who jumps out of bounds to throw the ball cross court, and a lot of times you go looking at that ball, and the guy who was the original guy out of bounds can break long, and that's the guy who's going to be open.
I know what you're talking about. Everybody else lost you there, but I got you.
The coaches know.
The inbounder steps right back in. You got it.
That's the way to call that. 57-54. Yeah, the wheels are turning all over here tonight. But this has been a great one. We'll talk about this one in the Catholic League for a long, long time to come.
Just like last year. Last year's game was a terrific game. They came down to the last few minutes. That was a Roman victory, 58-55. Look at that, 57-54 with 20 seconds left. Just about a repeat of last year, but we may end up having a different outcome.
They just might. Just think what it would be like if Cantrell Fletcher had a chance to play in this game. Out with a torn ACL.
One thing that would happen is Cunningham wouldn't have had his opportunities, and he's made the most of them. He's had a man-man type of game himself.
Well, Del Bracco fouled right away. And Chris Del Bracco will go to the free throw line with 18 seconds remaining. Not the line tonight. 14 of 22 for Neumann at the line. And Del Bracco wants to shoot so much, he ran right down to the free throw line.
Well, it can be good, but you don't want to get yourself standing there for too long.
Del Bracco's first. All night.
He's their best shooter. They were able to inbound the ball to him. Remember, Roman has no timeout, so they got to quickly rush the ball up the floor, try and throw up a three and get right into the pressure. It's hard without a timeout.
Missed the second opportunity. Welton comes down with it. 58-54.
Wow.
Kelly, the long three. He calls out from long distance. 58-57.
They got to get up the foul.
And they do call the foul, and I believe it'll be Ramir Jones who's going to walk the 94 feet to the line.
Oh, an incredible shot by Kelly, but there was some contact as well. Cunningham, the young freshman, came out and challenged it. That was nearly a three and a foul.
Close to the 4-point play variety. Another look, you'll see the contact right at the end of the shot.
I tell you what, they called that the other night in the Temple GW game late in the game. Lynn Greer.
Here's Jones, and he is not the typical free throw shooter,
and now
averaging about 1.6 a game.
And now Roman does not have to worry about a three. They have enough time. Even if he makes this shot, they're only down two. You want to rush the ball and get to the rim.
Next one is good. 59-57, 2-point lead for St. John Neumann. Here comes Brent Welton with 5 seconds left. Forces it up, hit the bottom of the net. It's out of bounds. Who's got the ball?
Well, they say no foul, but they also say no block, so it's going to be Newman's ball inbound.
So St. John Neumann has the ball with 3 seconds to go. Now, neither team has a timeout. You can't call timeout if you can't get it in. 3 seconds to go, 59-57, long lead pass ahead to Haddix, makes the catch. And he is fouled to stop the clock with 2.1 to go. So Haddix will go to the line with 2.1 left. Now this one still not over yet. The way we have seen the ball being thrown in from long distance by guys like Kelly, I wouldn't put a 75-footer past anybody.
No, and with the 5th foul, Dennis Seddon has the opportunity. Remember, he has no timeouts, but he can still get his team over to set things up offensively. Setting up a situation with 2.1. It's going to be a desperation heave. If he makes both, though, you get the opportunity to cover a lot of ground. Throw the ball up, foul line area, try and catch and turn and throw one up.
St. John Neumann trying to lead wire to wire on Roman Catholic. Another look at the play here as Welton tried to force the issue.
Well, he forced the issue, but if he just drops it off to Tamal Fortune, look how wide open he is running the lane on the left. Sometimes you want to create, but you have to play with the semblance of what's going on. Fortune, if you just bounce the ball, he's going to go up and score.
Absolutely. Michael Haddix has 3 for 4 at the line tonight. Can make it a 3-point deficit here, and does not as he rims the first one out. Stays 59-57, St. John Neumann.
And Roman clings to a little hope.
Next one on the way. Good.
Now remember, on the make, they can cover a lot of ground without the clock starting. They're down by 3. Right now, too many people up in the front court, the back court.
60-57, the long heave down the floor for Fortune, made a catch, had a block, but tip.
It was a 2. It's a 2, though. It doesn't matter. It was a 2. His
and they
foot
say
was on
it's
the
going to be
line.
late.
I think that basket was good, but it was a 2, so it would not have mattered.
60-57, going to be the final tonight as the fans storm the court, but that was very close to beating the buzzer.
I think it did. We'll take a look right here. Here's the catch. Problem is, Fortune's inside the 3-point line. It's easy to see right there. I'll tell you what, that ball's out of his hands. Thank goodness this wasn't a two-point game because the officials missed that. That basket was good, but it's only a two-point shot. It would not have sent it into overtime, but clearly that shot was before the buzzer. Actually, they did count it as we look up on the scoreboard. It's officially 60-59.
So St. John Neumann, your 2001 Catholic League boys basketball champion, with the win tonight. 60-59 as they did count that final shot by Tamal Forshawn just inside the three-point line.
And one of the easy things here at the Apollo is with that sequence with the black paint on the three-point line. It's easy to see that he clearly was inside the three-point line. No question about it.
So for the first time since 1997, the championship goes to St. John Neumann. They win it 60-59, and they now have won 10 Catholic League titles.
And how about it's a freshman who comes out and sets the tone right off the bat. 10 points in the first quarter. He was the guy who stepped in with Cantrell Fletcher out of the game. A freshman having to come in and run his team. You can't ask for a better performance from the youngster here on a big stage at the Apollo in a championship game.
Well, Richard Tabby Cunningham, and I think we can officially
get rid of Richard. Huh? Tabby all the way. What a heck of a game for the freshman.
One more look at the final play as Tamal Forshawn actually had the first shot blocked and then was still able to get the follow-up to go home, but he was inside the three-point line. And your final is 60-59. St. John Neumann goes wire to wire as the fans storm the court here at the Liacouras Center at Temple University tonight. It doesn't get much better than that, as St. John Neumann is your Catholic League champion here in Philadelphia. We'll come back with more post-game celebration. Stay with us on CNA. Back here at the Liacouras Center, once again your final in the Catholic League Boys Championship game tonight. St. John Neumann 60-59 over Roman Catholic as St. John Neumann wins its 10th overall title. Their last championship was back in 1997. And time now for the little presentation at center court. And you see that right now standing by is our Rob Brooks.
Thanks a lot, Mick. I'm joined here by Robert Beattie Taylor. Robert, a lot of pressure on you. A lot of people said when Cantrell went down that you had to be the guy to step this thing up, and you did it, man.
Yeah, I did. I knew I could do it all along. You know, I like to give all the thanks to my little cousin. If it wasn't for him, man, we wouldn't be ready to cut down the nets right now. I knew he had it in it all the time. I had the most confidence in him, and he did it. He made everybody out here a believer. He made everybody a believer. We made everybody a believer. Newspapers, they saying we was going to lose by 10, and we just proved them right now. And I ain't got no more to say. I mean, we the champs.
Robert Beattie Taylor, obviously very excited. 11 points today. Congratulations, man. Go cut down the nets and enjoy. Richard, come on over, man. 18 points, an MVP performance. Everybody was worried about you except your coach. He said, this guy, you know, he doesn't play like a freshman. I mean, he has his freshman moments, but his game isn't a freshman game, and you really came out here today and gave the fans a workout.
If it wasn't for my coach, I don't know what we would have done. I mean, he had so much confidence. He just I knew I couldn't do it, but he kept on trying to tell me I could do it. And come to see, he was right. I could do it.
One of the things they told me is that you learn a lot in practice watching Cantrell. And what kind of influence was he on your game today?
So much. Like, he's so smart on the floor. He basically taught me how to win his game. I do every time out. He was showing me what to do, what not to do. He even helped me in my foul shots, tell me to bend my knees. I thank him for that. I really do.
Richard, one of the concerns coming in was they said, oh, you know, we got a freshman. He's going to rush the ball up there. Maybe we can press him into rushing the ball and get them out of their offense. But you would have none of it today. How was it that you were able to keep your calm and your composure on the biggest day of your basketball career so far?
Because I knew that was going to be the biggest thing coming out here, not turning the ball over too much, taking my time. I knew I was going to have some turnovers, but, you know, to control the game, I think I did a good job.
Richard, you did an excellent job. Congratulations, man. Go and cut down the nets. We're going to kick it back over to Mick Moninghall for a moment.
All right, well, as you said, those two players, the guys that fueled the fire, as you had Robert Taylor with 11 points tonight, able to hit from outside, and also Tabby Cunningham doing a great job with 19 points to lead all scorers here tonight. Carl Arrigale definitely has a player for the future and Tabby Cunningham.
And now, I mean, come on. How could he have a better performance in a championship game than he had tonight? He's put a lot of pressure on himself for a freshman.
Yeah,
but it's amazing. It's amazing. Tabby said right off the bat, he said, you know what, I didn't even believe I could, but he said Carl Arrigale did believe, and it shows you what a coach can do, the confidence that he's been able to instill in his team, one of the big reasons why they're cutting down the nets.
Well, Carl Arrigale making his way over to Rob Brooks. We'll hear from the coach in just a second as St. John Neumann wins this one tonight, 60-59 over Roman Catholic, knocking off the two-time defending champions here in the Philadelphia Catholic League.
And doing it without their senior point guard and leader because a freshman stepped up and delivered the goods.
Let's go to Rob Brooks. Robert.
I'm here with Coach Carl Arrigale, and Coach, we had Richard Cunningham over here, and the first thing he said is, man, I got to give all the thanks to my coach. He believed in me, even though I didn't believe in me. He believed in me, and he really came through for you today.
He was our only shot. He was our only shot. And Robert's too good to put on the ball. I need Robert to do a lot of those other things that you saw him do tonight. The kid's just got an incredible amount of talent. And he plays against Cantrell and Robert all the time, so I knew, you know, not to take anything away from their guys, I knew he can match up with those guys. And he was better than I thought he was going to be, though. He really was. He walked around with a smile on his face for 2 days like he had something up his sleeve, and I guess he showed everybody what it was.
This group has been together for a very long time. How rewarding is it for them to finally break through and get that championship?
You know what we've been through. You know what we've been through. You know, coming here, I talked to the coaches. I said, you know, there had to be a happy ending to all this madness. There just had to be a happy ending with all the injuries. I mean, Brandon just got stamped on by the crowd and got his hand stepped on. He's going to be getting operated on Monday. I mean, Cantrell's going to need an operation. You know, this is just a great win for our program. And to send those guys off with a championship is a dream come true.
Well, Coach Carl Arrigale, I think you have a net to cut down, as a matter of fact. Congratulations, man. Really, a lot of hard work went into this one, I know. Let's go back over to Mick Moninghoff.
All right, thank you very much. Look at the final stats, Rob. And rebounds in favor tonight of the Pirates. And also turnovers really weren't a factor. It kind of evened themselves out as the game went along. But the second chance points came up big for Neumann.
Well, the Pirates doing a good job on the board, some good effort and hustle. This is a team that came out ready to play right from the start of this game. They got out to the big lead in the first quarter. They had to figure out how to attack that Roman zone defense, but once they did, they showed that this was a team that could step to the line, make big foul shots. They made all the plays they needed to coming down the stretch.
Well, you know, one of the things you were saying was, you know, dribble penetration was going to be key tonight for St. John Neumann. They were able to get back to that in the second half, and that's one of the reasons why they were able to hang on for the victory here this evening.
They made good adjustments, no question about it.
Again, your final 60-59 as the freshman, Tabby Cunningham. A game-high 19 points as St. John Neumann wins this one over Roman 60-59. I hope you enjoyed the action all night long here from the Liacouras Center. Now for Rob Brooks and Rob Kennedy, I'm Mick Moninghoff. Thanks for joining us for this championship game tonight on CNA as St. John Neumann wins it 60-59 over Roman Catholic. So long, everybody.